The following program is rated MA and may contain themes that may not be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude ever. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best. Holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I never forget it. We come a pretty long way. There's so much I could say. It's never really gone away.
It is the final European stop for Raw. London, I almost said London, Ontario. I almost said that on Friday too. London, England is where they are tonight. The O2 Arena for night 2 because they were there on Friday for Monday Night Raw tonight. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight, and are we looking forward to this show?
Very much looking forward to the show. I am doing well. I have had a very relaxing 2 days off. And I've even been semi-productive around the house. So it's been quite fun. I've gotten a lot of gaming done, started learning and playing a new game in the last couple of days as well. So
Was it Among Us?
It was not.
Time out for you. We're trying to get, for those who don't know, we're trying to get OMD to play the game with us after stream, but he just doesn't want to do it.
Oh, we got Rhea Ripley walking in.
Oh, we got Bobby Petito coming in. Bobby, how is it going? Glad to have you here. I've got our World Heavyweight Champion making his way into the building right now.
Do you? Okay.
Or no?
I am at the first crowd shot.
Yeah, me too.
There we go. I caught up. My system decided it was going to buffer for about 5 seconds. I'm ahead of you guys. I got John Cena coming out now.
Yeah, we're still on the crowd shot.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit ahead of you.
I had, for myself, I had a really obsessive day. I played Call of Duty all day because I picked up Black Ops 6 on Friday, or Saturday morning, I should say.
Bulkster coming in. Oh, Cena's music just hit for me. Did it hit for you?
John's on the top of the entranceway.
Okay, so you're a little ahead of me now. There we go.
He's
I'm just trying to
off
get
the
it
towel.
matched up. Sorry, guys. Bulkster coming in and saying, "Hi, I'm excited. Hear your reaction to this segment." Yeah, no spoilers, Bulkster, because we know you watched earlier in the day. How do you feel about Cena walking in now holding that towel behind his head like that?
It just adds to his heel persona.
Yeah, I am all for it. 100%. And then laying it on the ringside area as opposed to giving it to the kids or
throwing it to the out to the crowd, or
yep.
Even sometimes he gave that that cameraman that he always acknowledges. He'd hand the towel off to him.
Yep. Stu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, again, this is a segment that I don't think needs to be happening on Raw. I think it should be on SmackDown because of the title.
I don't disagree with that, but at the same time,
there's more eyes on that.
On Raw. Yeah.
There's more eyes on Netflix than there is on the USA Network. That's why they have the feud on Netflix.
That's the only reason they have it on here is because there's more people for Netflix. I don't disagree with you, though, OMD, at all. I agree. It should be on SmackDown, but again, money talks, BS walks, right? So what do? You enjoy the program. That's what you do. There's people waving to John Cena. Hi, John Cena. He's in the ring just standing there right now. That's so funny. Oh, who's this?
John didn't even get a word in.
No, he literally went, and then you hear boom, boom. Cody Rhodes coming to the ring. I think we're dead on right now.
Yeah. Adrenaline.
I do love Cody's entry music, though.
It's literally it's a great pump up song. Like if you're feeling down and dreary, put that song on, you'll get pumped up pretty damn fast.
Speaking of Cody Rhodes' song, and I've told you guys I've heard it on the radio. Thursday night, driving my truck, and I'm listening to what was our old country station, which is now a rock station. Doesn't this song come on? And I'm getting loaded, and I can hear it in my truck because I turned the radio up. And I'm standing outside my truck, and I hear, doo, doo. I'm like, I looked behind me because I thought Cody Rhodes was behind me.
Nice.
I didn't do it, dude. And all the guys at work know that I'm a wrestling fan. So they all perked up and go, who's that sounds? I'm like, it's Cody Rhodes, boys.
Yeah. Actually, it was funny last night because I was gaming most of the night.
Yeah.
I was watching I had the Leaf game on my tablet beside me, so I watched that silently.
Yeah.
But I was watching the Kings and Sharks later on in the night. And just before they were doing a face-off in the King's Zone, doesn't John Cena's music hit?
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
If you go to our Greyhound games, they play Bret Hart's theme, they play Kurt Angle's theme, Cody's theme has been played there, John Cena's theme has been played there.
Yeah. I've never heard Bret's.
Yeah, dude, they played it the last time I was there.
Yeah.
The place went mental. Oh, yeah, dude, it was great. Where are you at?
Cody's entering the ring.
Yeah.
I do like Cody. He was coming to the ring and caught a couple young men dressed up like him.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave them that time. Hey, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you.
It's the kind of thing that all your top baby faces should really be doing. Rey Mysterio has been known to do it. He acknowledges fans in the crowd who are wearing his mask. I mean, he did that to my brother in 2005. Literally reached over, like there was like 10 or 15 people in that little pile of crowd that we were in. Reached over, patted him on the head. He was way at the back too. He had to climb up on the friggin' guardrail to do it because, well, Ray's short as hell.
Again, a European crowd, listen to them. I got chills, dude. Hair standing up, goosebumps. But yet, how many John Cena shirts can we count, boys? Oh my God, that's awesome. I don't even know what to say about this. This is insane. Wow. Wow. have an arm tattoo, but it's on my neck. It just makes it a neck tattoo. I love this. This crowd's really hot tonight already. Ooh.
Something tells me that Superman's deadline would have popped here in Canada.
Oh, yeah. I agree, Bobby. European fans, I don't think they like it. I think they love it. Let's be honest. Wow. Hey, Cena looks like he's ready to cry. This is nuts. Oh, I mean, he has.
I mean, we saw one of those talent on Thursday.
Yep. Oof. Wow. Holy. Hi, Pepper. Whoa. Wow. What if he does take that title and then they come up with something completely different to get rid of that? Would that be okay with you guys?
That is one of the things I have been hearing, is that there is a new potential title design on the way
Okay.
if Cena wins.
Which I wouldn't be upset with. And hi to our TikTok viewers, by the way.
But the question is, do we go back to this belt when Cena's officially done his retirement tour, or loses the belt?
Okay. I'm just going to throw something up here real quick to the one person that wants to get in touch with us. Go to that website. I mean, way to throw all that back in John Cena's face, right? Whoa! I mean, no lie. Holy! Cody not holding back tonight. Holy. Wow, we're pulling out all the stops tonight. Holy boys. We're not going to get shit. Come on. Okay. I hate to say I told you so, but I called it. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think when you mentioned physicality, when I hear that, I'm thinking straight up, they're standing in the middle of the ring, they're trading fists, not one move.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with. That's where I'm at too with physicality. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was going to again be a promo battle. I am glad that it elevated just that little bit. It was that perfect touch, but that promo from both of them was absolute fire.
They weren't shooting like little shots at each other. Those were like full on like torpedoes on fire coming through the air at each other. That was intense.
And to put this out there with what Cody said towards the end with the "you can't wrestle," that chant from the crowd is considered an insult to us who used to wrestle. It is literally an insult.
It is.
That's to hear the crowd chanting "you can't wrestle, you can't wrestle." Just trade your boots in for something else because you're done.
Or tell those crowd members to lace up a pair and step in the ring.
Well, that too. There's always the option of just going out and doing your job and proving them wrong, which is more sweeter than a lot of things in the world that could be done. Now we're getting a little video of EO.
And to John Cena's point about how he never left, he left quite a few times. Just going to put that out there.
But John has always been under a WWE contract. What they're trying to say there is that, you know, he didn't leave and go to another company. Yes, he's left to go to Hollywood. But he didn't just put the ball down and he didn't just drop the ball and fumble it or anything like that. But yes, John Cena has wrestled, one match each of the last 5 years? And then this year, of course, because it's the retirement tour, we're going to get a full calendar of John Cena.
Yeah, that's fine. So my question to everybody, obviously you two gentlemen and everybody watching, if, hypothetically, John Cena wins, takes that title and goes home, what would you like to see them bring as a new WWE title?
The Winged Eagle. I know it was a one-and-done storyline, but the Winged Eagle.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm there 100%.
Okay, so both of you are saying the Winged Eagle. Like the one we've seen, or would you like to see a modern version of the Winged Eagle?
The one we saw. It looks so gorgeous.
You need the classic. I mean, you could even go to the Big Eagle if you wanted.
What if you like two titles together to make one really cool WWE title. Oh, here comes the not New Day.
The one thing I kind of thought about is what if they combined the two world titles that Dusty could have gone after but couldn't win? Or sorry, one of them he couldn't win, the other one he did win. But imagine combining the 10 pounds of gold with the Winged Eagle and making like a modded belt with that.
I could get behind it. Now, I have been hearing that there is potential for a new title. Apparently, somebody posted today that there is a new belt under a cloth or something at Raw. I don't know. We haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
And I really hope they don't go this route, but I am also hearing that we get a modern spinner for Cena.
That's what I'm thinking Cena does, is he takes the belt and brings back not a modded spinner, the original spinner, to raise the ire of the crowd even more.
Oh, grab his original one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I was thinking John Cena-esque, we'll say. I was thinking we take the title we have now, right, that big one, and make it into a spinner just to piss people off.
Yeah, because as everyone knows, and maybe there's the exception of a few who do like that title, but the spinner's the most hated WWF title design.
Yeah. And not many of the people who even wore it liked it, with the exception, really, of Cena.
Dude, I remember a story about Edge when he had the title. When he said, after he lost it at Unforgiven 2006, people had asked him, like, how did he actually feel about losing that title? And he's like, thank God I don't have to carry that belt on flights anymore.
Yep.
It was embarrassing for other superstars to have to carry that title. That's why I'm thinking, what a
Edge
big
legacy. It. Hunter despised it.
It was the weight of the title, because there's extra precautions you got to go through when you're going through customs with those championship titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole stopping and posing with security because they have a championship belt with them. And meanwhile, the wrestlers, all they're trying to do is get on the flight so they can get to their next show.
Here's kind of the point that I'm trying to get to. How big? What?
Wow.
Hold on. Oh, the Republic is back. So I'm a little bit behind you guys then. Wow.
Yes.
There we go. We wanted a new team for the New Day.
There we go. We got it, boys.
I don't care if this is Daniel Bryan's champ, but I'm doing the yes before this.
Okay, so now that's cool. So
I'm a huge fan of Tyler Bate. Loved him when he was with Trent Seven and Mustache Mountain. Do I wish that team got back together? Yes, but I'm very happy that they're back as New Catch Republic here.
That's good.
But we also know that Pete Dunne has been a heel. Do we see this lasting through tonight as a one-off, or do we see Pete Dunne?
He's been kind of making that subtle babyface turn. I mean, he's had his troubles with Kaiser there, so
right. And I know that we did see. I can't remember if it was last week or over the weekend. There was a reunion where Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, and Trent Seven did the Triple H water thing on the ring apron.
True.
Trent's in TNA, correct?
No, not anymore.
I thought he was.
He was, but his contract expired.
I was going to say
he's nowhere.
I was going to say there's a part of me that wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Bate and Trent go to TNA and just to have a one night reuniting with Trent Seven.
Yeah, no, Trent Seven had turned heel and turned on Mike Bailey.
Yeah, I know that.
And then proceeded to lose a match to Mike Bailey, and that was the last we saw of him.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. I haven't got to see these two guys wrestle other than in reviews. So I'm looking forward to seeing them live right now.
They're a fantastic tag team, and this
I've heard stories.
This just adds some further heat to the tag team division on Raw.
Yes.
Right.
Which we need a little bit of that for the Raw tag team division.
Yep.
So real quick, while we're watching this amazing tag match now, how big of a kick in the teeth would it be if John Cena did that? Just took the title that they have now and literally took that giant W and just made it spin.
Oh, the fans
would go mental, right?
Yeah, yep. I was going to say they would shit all over it.
But what a heel thing to do. I'm going to take that title and you're never going to see it again. And come out with this big giant spinner jump.
And here's the other thing. Belt collectors who go to these shows would be buying that belt.
I would too. You have to, because if you collect belts in chronological order, like in the right way, you have to buy that title because it is the next progression of that title. As stupid as it looks, you would have to.
Yep.
Yeah, because OMD and I belong to a belt collectors group on Facebook. And OMD, I'm sure you've seen the posts, but there are people who post in there who are like, I don't like this belt, but I bought it to add it to my collection.
Yep.
The spinner belt,
Mm-hmm.
the silly US title thing that he did to it. Like
I when it comes to spinner belts, I actually like the US title spinner belt.
Yeah.
I actually like that one. But if it was to come to US titles as a whole, if I were to buy a US championship, I would buy the 2003 WWE version because I like that one, or the WCW US title.
I'd be having to go WCW the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
See, where I would go the NWA US title that
the original one that Tully Blanchard held.
Exactly.
When I look at that one, though, I think of the old Buddy Rogers WWF title.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, we got enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat, W.
Yeah. Well, because when they split off from the NWA, that was their main title, and then Vince Senior was like, "Oh crap, I don't have the money to make a new belt. Oh well, this is our new world title." It was like the North American Championship originally, or something like that. It was called.
Yeah. Holy. How long has Mr. Bates been out? Roughly.
About a year.
Close to a year. It was just after WrestleMania that he disappeared, I believe.
Yeah, because I believe he got hurt. Not his Achilles. It was either an ACL or an MCL tear in his knee.
You know what? With his look right now, he's giving me Jack Gallagher vibes.
Yeah.
There's a guy I honestly miss in the ring. But don't miss for what he's done outside the ring.
Right? You can go watch him in bare knuckle boxing.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we almost had a pinfall.
But if you've heard of the controversies that guy's been through.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite, actually, Jack Gallagher holds one of my favorite Royal Rumble eliminations. When he got thrown over the top rope and he Jiminy Crickets out with the umbrella.
Oh, Xavier. That's a finger.
So for a match that, we didn't think we were going to get anything really special out of, and Bubba and I really didn't care about, this match is incredible.
Yeah.
And thank God for getting the New Catch Republic back.
Right.
This is why you should never put your doubt in the WWE or anything that they do, because there's always something good that comes out of it.
Oh, shoot. Look out. We got a run-in Parrish. What's going on,
We
Parrish?
do.
It's a buzz.
Just watching Raw.
Nice tag. Nice tag.
Watching the return of Tyler Bate.
All right, so I'm totally ahead of you guys.
The reunited New Catch Republic.
I kind of figured that knowing how much I watched earlier, and then I was like, oh, I left at a reasonable time. Oh no.
Your buddy Bobby says, "Hi, Parrish."
Hi, Bobby.
Oh, Kofi. Huge stomp.
Wow.
Holy,
Yeah.
really? The New Day got that win. Holy. Okay. Again, I'm not upset about this.
Well, this could be the start of a new feud for them, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to be upset about that if that's where this is headed.
It was, Bobby. It was absolutely an incredible
That
tag
was-
match.
Jesus. That was a great match.
No, I think the one thing I like about the New Day actually winning is it still gives us a reason to believe everything they say, because it gives them now validation to what they say. So it allows you to hate them that much more, because what they've said, they've done, and nothing pisses you off more than somebody you hate actually doing what they say.
Right.
And then now it kind of softly brings back New Catch Republic, but also gives you a little bit of a, okay, now we can get behind them, because they're just not like the powerhouse when they came back. There's still there's still ways for them to come back up. Because again, as it's been hitting hard already, 19 days to WrestleMania, New Catch Republic are not going to be wrestling for the tag titles at WrestleMania, but they very well could the night after, and you still have to kind of get in that mindset too.
Yeah, and I kind of like that Tyler Bate wasn't the one that took the pinfall, so it doesn't really affect him and his return in any way either.
No, but it's another pin against Pete Dunne. You have to wonder, okay, how many does he take before you start losing faith in him?
True.
I don't think a pinfall. I think people put too much stock in who takes a pinfall here. Because if Tyler Bate came back and he took a slip, guess what? It gives you a little bit of more sympathetic feel for him, because he realizes, hey, you know what? I did come back and I'm happy, but oh man, everything else picked up. So I really got to go hard even more. So it's all about that narrative with him there. So I don't think the pinfall's really bad, but I do hope the next time they win, it is Pete Dunne getting the win, because I think he badly needs that from a perception standpoint.
And that's where I think you could go with the New Catch Republic now. Let's say we get the New Day and the War Raiders for the tag titles, and the New Day takes the tag titles. Now you've got a feud, a built-in feud with the New Catch Republic, should they decide to go after them and try to get that win back.
A feud from what standpoint, though? Because if you're the New Day, you can say, "Now we beat them. Why do we have to face them again?"
Well, then that's where you build to the New Catch Republic eventually getting that, whether it's they've got to go through the War Raiders to get a number one contendership or whatever it is.
This is where I do think a great chance of making a big time multi-tag team number one contending, like a gauntlet style or whatever it is, something like that for the number one contender. But I do think New Day, War Raiders, that could be your WrestleMania tag match. And then the number one contender thing can happen the night after Mania, and then you're getting the ball rolling. Because we can't forget the Creeds. I think the Creeds have unfinished business with the War Raiders too. They're another team that's like right in that mix.
Great promo from the Usos right here. Some brotherly advice right there.
Wow, this match coming up quite early in the show.
Holy crap, I thought it would be like main event almost.
Well, the main event is the women's title match.
Yeah, the women's title match is going to be the headliner tonight.
I figured it would be this one, then that one, like.
Well, I mean, when you look at the time, though, you're getting right into that first hour, so it's almost like the main event of that first hour. So,
see, and actually, as we discussed on the LRB, I actually had this match or the tag match between Penta and Bron versus Judgment Day in that main event, co-main event spot.
I love how they're showing all this stuff for Triple H and everything he's gone through to get where he's at.
Well, this is the match that made Hunter a bona fide main eventer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that 2x4 with the barbed wire is actually part of the traveling exhibit that they have and will be at WrestleMania. I heard. Oh, thumbtacks I hate those things.
I remember I had this this pay-per-view on VHS. And after the event, they showed like some backstage stuff, like of what the wrestlers went through, and that the one thing I remember was the gash that Hunter had from when he took the suplex on the pallet. It just looked insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Bobby coming in saying you can do a 6-pack challenge to declare the number one contender on Raw. Yeah, that's where you can let creative ride.
Yeah.
Right. I'm probably not going to lie here, but I'm probably going to cry when Hunter gets inducted. And they're doing matches now, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first one, what a better match to kick that off with than WrestleMania 13. Stone Cold, Bret Hart. Like,
those were my words exactly last
Holy.
week, Bubba.
I could think of better matches.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you
For
gotta
me,
think.
there's
Steamboat Savage.
Yeah.
that's where best went. For me, if the one one better match to do that, number one, I go WrestleMania 10 and I go Shawn and Razor.
You can even do Hulk Hogan versus The Rock in Toronto. OMD, you can hate The Rock all you want. People, that was one of the most historic moments of all time.
It was. I was there.
I know.
I was there. I've actually rewatched WrestleMania X8 since.
That was as much of an icon versus icon moment as you'll ever get. And it really is taking shape of two of the biggest stars in pro wrestling history when you looked at getting out of WWF, WWE at the time. And but like it's one of those moments where it's like, who would have thought? Like, you had Hulk Hogan coming back with the NWO, you had The Rock coming in as one of your top baby faces ever, and the crowd on it just like that flips both superstars. The match itself flips.
And you know what? I'm going to be the first to admit that I went into that match cheering for The Rock because I was tired of Hogan. It was time for him to go.
Clip that 4750. OMB is a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson.
But I, of course, along with everybody else in that crowd, changed. And although it is very blurry, I am actually seen on WrestleMania because I am three seats away from the top of the entrance ramp when Hogan comes out.
Nice.
Another match I would put that Sasha Bailey NXT Takeover, Lita versus Trish Monday Night Raw main event.
Yeah. I'll even give you another one from WrestleMania 10 that deserved it. Brett and Owen.
I'll give you one at WrestleMania 12 that nobody talks about that I still think is Brett and Shawn Michaels' best match in WrestleMania. That's the Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about the first main event at WrestleMania?
Okay, try selling that to people born, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, we're a lot of fans who don't know what happened in the 80s. They're like, oh, you're in the 80s. Okay, did you not hear nowadays? If you're like 30, you're an elderly Twitch streamer, all right? Like, we're ancient motherfuckers now.
Right?
No, there's like, but I mean, that's the thing. WWF, WWE has been around since, you know what, over 50 years, over 60 years.
Yep. Well,
over a lot of years. They've had a lot of matches.
As Mr. Best already alluded to, the WWF earlier.
Yeah, because I brought up Buddy Rogers. So.
Well, that's like, so it's really hard to say, but I think too, like, we all knew Stone Cold was going to be around the vicinity in Vegas. He was going to be at WrestleMania. Not a lot of people knew in what way. Now we do know in what way, and that is because him and Brett, who you have to wonder if there's something more to come out of that.
Yeah,
right. And both will be in Vegas to accept the induction.
Yeah, no, Stone
Cold
has already admitted he will be in Vegas because he was questioned about whether or not he had it. It was close for him to be in WrestleMania last year, and he said nothing came close. He couldn't even make it, even if he tried. But he said he would be in Vegas, and this was 3 months ago.
Yeah, it also helps that Stone Cold now lives in the area. So,
yeah,
yep, no state tax. It's nice.
Yeah. But this is going to be Stone Cold's second Hall of Fame ring, and this will be Brett's third Hall of Fame ring.
Yep.
See, and here's the thing. I would not give matches a ring. Give them a plaque. Have it as like a wall of honor or something like that.
Yeah, because the matches already take place in a ring.
Very good, OMD. You get a gold star.
Yay, gold star.
You could now get a hall pass on that locker room visit. The ad still is going to be there. Don't worry.
I'll even give them a piece of the canvas from that match.
If they have any left.
I don't think they even have it.
They probably don't because they cut it up and sold it to plaques to people who bought it.
Yeah. But let's also say this. The one person who should introduce them in is the person that a lot of people are saying could be the next person inducted, but also was the referee, and that is at one point the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the perfect usage of Ken Shamrock, and I wouldn't even hate the fact that this is where we see Ken Shamrock and the WWE being used a little bit more often.
He did just sign a new Legend seal.
Yes, he did.
But both Gunther and Jimmy Uso right now just laying it all out on the line in this match.
Well, I did say that Gunther was not going to allow that disrespect from Jimmy, the big slap he took from Jimmy last week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, he didn't just
proving-
take it. He more or less asked for it when he started talking smack to Jey Uso and making fun of his brother.
True enough,
Mhm.
but still, look, he's even going like this right now. He's going, "Come on, come on!"
And Jimmy's like, all right, slap
Oh,
him.
and he just slapped him again. Yep. Oh, there's another one.
You don't give Samoans a free shot. That is stupid, Gunther. I challenge him to do that to Jacob Fatu.
I dare him. Good luck, son. You ain't making it out of there alive. That and don't hit them in the head because it ain't worth it.
I mean, there has to be one or two you can hit the head and it works. Like, there has to be the exception to the rule. It's probably Tongaloa. Has to be Tongaloa.
Gunther's just toying with Jimmy now.
Now, after the moment's been passed and we saw Adam Pearce come out to reintroduce New Catch Republic, I will say this. Was a moment potentially wasted with William Regal not being that person?
It should have been William. Yeah. Get that extra pop.
I mean, also, how cool would it be if William Regal, maybe the manager to New Catch Republic?
Right?
I think I would have been okay with that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But Gunther taking the win here after, I mean, Jimmy did give him a fight.
I actually thought that was one of Jimmy's best single matches. He really, I think, stepped up. He really had the crowd in the palm of his hand for multiple points in that match. And I thought he really was a strong test to Gunther. And I thought this is a great, even though he lost, this is a great momentum builder for Jimmy Uso. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know, I don't know who all knows. I don't know how many people in the chat knows, but speaking of William Regal, his real life son, NXT superstar Charlie Dempsey, is scheduled to take on Shinya Aoki at Bloodsport 8.
I knew Charlie was on the card, but wasn't sure who his opponent was going to be.
Yeah, that came out yesterday. I figured I'd use the platform.
So that is now Charlie Dempsey, Natalia, Pete Dunne, Karrion Kross, and one other WWE superstar, I believe, on the card for
Shayna Baszler. Shayna was announced months ago to be a part of it, so
yeah.
I seen that one coming.
All right, Jason Jordan, it's time for you to take a bump now.
Right? Please?
He's got a headset now?
No, he's a producer.
Oh, it's zip ties. Oh, what the heck? Oh, the eye gouge. God, that hurts. Oh, this is not good, dude.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's gonna something devastating is gonna happen to Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody's helping. We're all just going to stand here and watch this. All I can hear is Jay saying, I'm going to beat your ass. Oh, I'm going to beat your ass. Gunther's not being very oozy.
Oh, shit. Wouldn't this be the ideal time for Sami Zayn to return to give that pep talk to Jey? And save his brothers in the bloodline?
Oh, he's busted open. Ugh.
I wanted to throw something by you guys because we've seen all this stuff now with the blood, everything. When Gunther was pulling Jimmy up, was that not the best time for Jey to use himself as a distraction to start getting in the head of Gunther and have him cost Gunther that non-title match against Jimmy.
I 100% think so.
Yeah.
I know it's resulting in a pin to Gunther, which is something very rare and something we don't see very often. But you have to wonder, at what point does that not better off the story?
Oh, now we're going to go in and help? Hey, late and $1 short, Brad.
I don't think I've ever seen Gunther this psychotic before.
I honestly think he's scared of Jey Uso. This is why he's doing what he's doing.
He's trying to get into the head of Jey. That's what he's doing.
Trying, but all he's doing is pissing him off as far as I'm concerned. Hey, look at all the blood everywhere. Holy.
Thank you for canceling that. I appreciate that.
Well, I was in the process of bringing it up at the same time.
Good to know, but Nikki, how's it going? How's your night? We have
Always
learned
good
that
to see
OMD
Nikki.
at his age is still able to get it up.
And no little blue pill.
Huge.
No, but maybe it's a chew and not a pill.
No. Nope.
Damn.
Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
you are,
God.
Nikki.
Despite what you think, we are an educational show.
Yeah, okay.
We are all about the edutainment.
See, at the beginning of the show, he couldn't even spell. Now he's saying big boy words.
Well, it's that word of the day toilet paper that Best got for me.
I heard that's a crapshoot. We're here to the end of the episode, people. But, Nikki, we appreciate it. How is your night coming along? Education does come first. And we're not going to say anything else. Agreed? Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I gotta ask, at what point do we ever see if Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins say they have another feud a couple years down the road, at what point do we get rid of the whole we were a part of the Shield kind of thing?
Never. It's the biggest part of their story is the Shield.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's growing. It grows a little tired. Like, yes, we know they were part of the Shield, but give us something new to feud about.
No, I think you're right. I think it can be sort of done after this. They've even, I mean, really, that was the biggest reference to it, and they've limited that, so I'm good with that.
No, we usually disappear till next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Best and I are here tomorrow night. Best and I are here on Wednesday. Bubba and I are here on Thursday. The four of us are back here on Friday.
Potentially, because Bubba might be working. Who knows?
Right. There is
No.
a whole calendar of events.
It would have been good just to show the calendar.
Well, we will. Come on. Don't wreck our Riz, okay, bro?
I'm wrecking it.
Best, Bubba and I all live in the same hometown. So yes, we have met each other. None of us have physically met Parrish yet.
Sadly, this is why I don't trust Tinder. I was steered in the worst direction humanly possible.
Don't think you were on Tinder. I think you might have been on Grindr.
And how would you know that, OMD?
Why I said might have.
Bro, I
Because
got
I've heard of it.
10,000 followers. There's a lot of copycats out there. Yeah. How about that flex? Yeah. I'm glad that's what you said, not what is your bro. I was just kidding about that. My wife would kill me.
Oh my god.
Wife. But no, a lot of us met when we were podcasting through Turnbuckle Studios and through Carl with a lot of people. So, like I met Bubba through Love Wrestling when we all streamed there, along with Carl. With Bubba and OMD, I met them when we launched our local establishment, and then we obviously left all those places to create our own platforms and to do our own thing.
Yeah.
That's not a question I'm going to answer on a public forum.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And
it was enough.
Well, what's the thing? 3 months salary.
The way I met OMD, we were teenagers at camp. That's how I met him. Bubba and I met through the same wrestling promoter we once worked for together.
Yep.
Bubba and I met through Carl a number of years ago, and really in the last 2 years or so, we've clicked and hit it off.
You just made that sound super, super.
All I know is they're very good at the flute. That's all we need to know.
1999.
Yep.
And it was around that time too, OMD, that you and I started going to the monthly pay-per-views over at Blue Liners as well.
Well, 1999, I turned 21.
I'm liking this person already.
Oh no, you're right. It was a couple years before that. Because I met you through your sister. Because your sister was like, "Hey, you like wrestling? You're like my brother."
Oh my god, I feel so old.
I mean, I was a teenager in 99, so I kind of do too. I was a third my age back then.
I was 16 years old at that time.
99. I was.
Oh god, you doing quick math? That's a. But before we really stress him out that long, check out this video that we have going on.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And you can get more information about the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program at affiliationprogram.my.canva.site. If you want to get to know everyone a part of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, you're in luck, as a redesigned website allows you to do just that. And if you're looking at starting a career in podcasting and content creation, you're in luck, because that is a great place to start. If you happen to want to continue a journey, we are open for collaborations as well. Go check out affiliationprogram.my.canva.site now to get to know more about your future.
Yes. And Nikki coming back in asking Jessica Wilde. So, Mr. Best, why don't you elaborate on that just a little bit for her?
Yeah, it's WWE 2K24 is My Rise. I have a created wrestler named Jessica Wilde, and I'm bringing her through the My Rise storyline in that game.
So, by the way, in 99, I would have been turning 19.
See? We just wanted to give you the right amount of time.
Rude.
Hey, patience is a virtue. I don't want to hurt my friends, Nikki.
Really?
I know your weak spots. And I'm faster than you.
Speed ain't got shit to do with it, son.
Yeah, it is.
If I get my hands on you, you're done.
Yeah, but that's an if.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll do one last match. I'll beat you around that ring all night. I don't care.
Plus, I can kick you in the nuts, and then you'll be like trying to do quick math for the next little 20 minutes, and I'll get the W's.
It don't work that way.
No.
Oh, you don't fall down like most men do when they get kicked in the nuts?
Not when I'm in the middle of a match. Too much
Yeah.
adrenaline.
So that's the thing. I mean, I am the only one that does have a wrestling title on their backdrop. Just so people know. Yeah. It's in a book, too. Uncontrolled Chaos, written by Vance Nevada, that explains the history of Canadian pro wrestling. Which, by the way, if people do live in the Edmonton area and they want to see me wrestle, I will be wrestling for Real Canadian Wrestling this Saturday at the No Red Legion.
Nice.
It's supposed to be a surprise, but fuck it. I'm letting people know.
Finn Balor has been eating his shreddies because he is looking shredded.
So random.
Not really, because that's what's on the screen and what we're supposed to be talking about.
Says the guy who spent like 5 minutes talking about Jessica Wilde and how we met.
I was answering the audience.
See? Just shows you can't even burp without missing an act.
Right. And to answer your question, Nikki, yes, all of us have been wrestlers and in-ring before. Parrish is the only semi-active one now.
Yeah. I would still be, but a car wreck ended that for me.
For me, it was age.
Same here.
Limitations are not my weakness. And the nice thing is, I have cream here too. I'm well prepared.
I'm not gonna lie. On Thursday, I felt gassed just watching Carl run the ropes.
I'm sure Carl was gas running the ropes.
Yeah,
He
I was gonna say.
he kind of was. Not gonna lie.
I just wanted to take out a chair and start hitting people.
Once again, Bubba, just watching you in the crowd from where we were sitting with the commentator position, it's a blast because you get right into it.
I do. I get over the top about it.
Just imagine what he would do if I just randomly showed up at a CWE Sue show.
Right.
Unannounced.
I'd be talking to the boss. I want him. No holds barred.
Is that because that's what your offense contains, is no holds?
Say what? You're talking really quiet. I can hardly hear you.
OMD heard me. It's not that quiet.
Well, he doesn't have. He has his hearing aids in. That's not fair.
Actually, I don't. Not tonight.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, when he was running in the ring there, running the ropes and stuff, I was just like, I had to walk away. So I wanted to get in there and start running, but I can't. My back wouldn't allow it.
Were you there when Kevin started running the ropes?
Oh God, yeah.
I forgot how much of a speed demon that kid is.
Kevin and
Taylor were running the ropes.
Taylor were running the ropes, yeah. And they both looked at each other and went, "Oh my God." I went, "You two just need to start wrestling again."
See, Kevin started picking up speed, and Taylor had to match speed with him because they were doing the crisscross. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't quite expect this, but I'm liking the cohesiveness that we're seeing between Bron Breakker and Penta in this match here.
Right?
Well, at the beginning of the match, they were standing there having a little conversation, and Penta's like, "I want that," and Braun was basically like, "Well, let's get this done first," kind of thing. They shook hands, and wow, holy snap! He just picked up both those guys in a suplex. Holy snap! I'm just glad that they did the dog food thing on the other side of the ring to where I was.
There's a part of me that wasn't glad about that because it makes it hard for commentators when we can't see what's going on.
I mean, they should have done it on the opposite corner of where I was sitting, because that's where the stairs should have been. But Oh, nice save, Dominik. Nice save. And out you go. Breakker just looks at Dom like, what do you think you're doing, kid?
Oh. Did you hear the snap on that kick that Penta gave him?
Yeah. No, you're not. What in the world is he doing? Oh, Carlito just about broke his leg right there.
Oh.
Oh, Penta. Well, casualty of war, I guess.
Yep.
Come on.
Wow.
Balor needs to get a win. Come on, Balor. Oh, coup de grace.
Wow.
Yes.
Certainly not the way I called it.
Yes.
And what we witnessed just now was the first pinfall loss Penta has sustained
Penta.
in WWE.
Yes.
He has lost a match before, but he was not part of the pinfall in the triple threat with Ludwig Kaiser.
No, he
Pete
was
Dunne.
outside the ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ludwig Kaiser did defeat Pete Dunne with that pinfall. So this is the first time we have seen Penta be pinned. And it's what? Almost 2 months into his debut. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fake that cough. Uh-oh.
So Penta's debut is January 13th. So it's about 2.5 months in. So just shy of the 3 months, just by a few weeks. So seeing how he's been active on pretty much every Raw but a couple, yet he was part of the main event in that taping, I say that's pretty solid of a streak.
Wish I could go to this. The One Dead Man show.
Now I gotta ask, his One Dead Man show, do you guys know if he has the guy that he does his podcast with?
I couldn't tell you.
Is it just by himself? Because I actually like the dynamic that the two of them have.
Yeah, because
go ahead.
I was gonna say when I listen to them on the podcast, it doesn't sound like, for instance, something to wrestle with. Like Conrad Thompson always asks questions to Bruce Pritchard. When it comes to Taker's podcast, it sounds like two guys just sitting there having a conversation, and I like that as opposed to question answer. Like you get out of something to wrestle with.
Another thing I like is he is one of the few guys that has the balls and knows how to rib Taker.
Oh,
And
yeah.
how to get away with that stuff. And that's a very rare thing. And it's nice to see Undertaker on that side because Undertaker at this point in his career showing a little bit of like an open guard and sympathetic look. I think goes such a long way when he's doing what he's doing in that podcasting, those talk shows, because it allows him to open up a little bit and it gives you that side, and it's very intriguing when he does.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I wish Stephanie's Places was more of her doing a podcast, because Stephanie McMahon doing a podcast, she would absolutely destroy it.
Oh,
In the positive of ways.
Can you imagine the amount of stories she must have?
I try not to. It could get me in legal trouble. The bottom is up on somebody. Way up. Culprit. You.
No, there's good old Petey again.
Payday.
Bubba called this next part.
Oh, jeez.
Bubba's 2 for 2 tonight.
And he did math. It's a very successful night. He has not done math on any other edition of the Raw Patrol.
Nope. Usually not worth it.
And the math checked out. It's a two-parter. He did it, and it worked.
Thanks, Parrish.
Hey, see, I got you. It's a compliment.
Oh, my God.
So just out of curiosity, whereabouts all of y'all? Because I'm not going to lie, I didn't stop where I was.
Logan Paul.
Okay.
Logan Paul's walking to the ring after AJ called him out.
Okay. Which is very weird, too, because like the whole selling point was that Logan Paul was going to call out AJ, and then it was the other way around.
Well, that's
remember a few weeks.
time.
Yeah, I was going to say that a few weeks back, it was listed that AJ was going to call out Logan Paul, but then Logan Paul came out and called out AJ.
Does that really like work for anybody though? I'm just going to say, like, it just seems like they delayed what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just seems like it's something where, you know, one, do we just not want to see them get physical and have make the match a Mania official already?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Which is, by the way, the match I told people after the Rumble was going to be their Mania match.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if only I kept in contact with the guy sitting next to me. I made a bet with him that was going to be the match, and he didn't believe me. Should have put a tariff on that bet.
Oh, damn.
Okay, Best. I'm going to prepare you for something. If you thought Finn Balor looked shredded, just wait till you see Bianca in the main event.
I thought you were going to point out Logan Paul because it looks like he's been hitting the gym too.
Well, he doesn't really do much. He doesn't fight anymore. He just sits
what's
on
he
his
really
ass
got
in
to
Puerto
do other
Rico
than be in
do.
the gym?
Yeah.
Shoot roids and work out. That's all that guy does.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I mean,
You can't shoot roids.
That would really make him sus on their list that they have in WWE. And that wellness policy. I don't think they would appreciate it. But yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Wade Barrett.
But ladies and gentlemen, before the next segment, I've got to make that rare visit to Tinkle Towers.
Dun dun dun! And we got stuff for that, I think. There it is! We got a Tinkle Towers. Anytime you're Chris Best and you feel the need of freeing Willie, then you might want to go and stop by our favorite link. That is carlcarafel.redbubble.com. That's right. When you were on the little confused side, I'm thinking you had to stop at the Poopy Palace, or what other people like to call the locker room visit, you're really close to Tinkle Towers, where Chris Best is not only the COO, he's also the head drainer of all water supplies. So make sure you go check out carlcarafel.redbubble.com so you can piss like a Ray horse and possible a champion just like Chris Best as well. So please go to carlcarafel.redbubble.com and get a Tickle Towers t-shirt today.
Yes.
And a huge announcement just made from Lyra Valkyria, as next week she will defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship on Raw against Bayley.
There you go. So all of this action coming just weeks before WrestleMania, you wonder what is really going to be in store for the Intercontinental Women's Championship at WrestleMania. The first time the Intercontinental Women's Championship could be at WrestleMania.
Now, with the fact that this year neither of the Royal Rumble winners are in the main event, with all of these questions, and we don't even know what matches run what night, could we see one of the two nights potentially become a night of champions with all of the gold defended that night?
Probably not. Because imagine if you purchased a ticket to one of those nights of WrestleMania and you saw no title matches.
Yep.
You'd be more pissed off than the toilets at Tinkle Towers being pissed on. But I firmly believe that Gunther and Jey Uso will be on night one.
Okay.
I think that's probably your co-main event on night one. I think your co-main event on night two will be Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte.
Yeah. And Paris, you were right about Bianca.
Yeah, she might be the fittest one on Raw tonight.
Yeah.
See, I just added another one for her. But the question is, will she be the fairest with her duties as WWE official in tonight's main event?
No.
You said duties.
Is that inspiring you, OMD, to go somewhere?
Nope.
So, wait. This is a historic episode of the Raw Patrol because not only did Bubba Duke do correct quick math, the Tinkle Towers got more appearances than the locker room visit.
He's got depends on. Don't let him fool you.
Either that or he is gross.
He's got a bottle hid under the desk somewhere.
Come on. We all know he doesn't kick out at 1. It's 2. Also, by the way, I have mine. If I ever have to do it, I just haven't made a logo or anything like that, but I'll tell you guys after the stream. I think it's pretty funny. Now, if by chance people did not catch the locker room breakdown before the Raw Patrol, who do you guys have for the winner of tonight's main event?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm with Bubba there on EO. I know this match is going to tear it down, but I actually think that EO wins by disqualification.
Yeah, it's going to
because Rhea will put her hands on Bianca after a 2 count that she believes is 3.
That's very descriptive, OMD. Don't think we've ever heard you say a very much descriptive prediction. It's almost like you knew. It's almost like you know.
I do.
You do?
I do know.
It took him 2 years to finally understand.
But 7 years he trained with the Dolphins. Try getting that one. Best. Your predictions.
I'm leaning towards EO as well, but I'm still very curious as to how this turns into a triple threat match at Mania.
We're about to find out.
I mean, even if this wasn't broadcasted earlier in the day and, you know, we could have found out what went on or even potentially watched it earlier, I would have said the only possible way was you have some tension between Bianca and Rhea. You have something where Rhea thought she should have won and Bianca wasn't able. Unfortunately, you needed that because, well, Io has the title. She has that golden ticket to WrestleMania, just like Bianca does. So it's more or less, how do we find a way to add Rhea into the mix?
Yeah,
true.
And if she gets unjustly screwed, that's a great way. if she has a legit concern about, the way the officiating was done, and that maybe, it was in question that Bianca's inexperience at the position of official was in play to this decision, then I think, yes, that's a great way to include that. But I think at some point you have to have a statement for Rhea claiming that she should be the champion. But I really hope that comes at the expense of Bianca and not IYO, because I think that's exactly where the tension needs to be, not on IYO, because, again, IYO, I think, needs to be the one out of WrestleMania coming out with the championship.
I mean, I was going to say it could be something as simple as IYO being like, hey, I'm confident. I beat Rhea before. I can beat Bianca. I'll put my belt on the line against the both of them.
Which she has already stated a few times. I had even suggested on the locker room breakdown that potentially we could have seen Rhea taken out of action in the back before the show, nullifying this match, and then saying, well, Rhea's going to be ready come WrestleMania. Now she's got her title shot.
What's unfortunate is you're looking at Bianca or IYO as that person I would target or have taken her out. You don't want it to be Bianca because you're just doing the same thing with her old tag team partners and Jade and Jade Cargill, or Naomi and Jade Cargill. So that's really cutting it too close.
For me, that is exactly where I wanted to go, because then you have Bianca as a part of that with Naomi.
But at the same time, it all depends on what is the final product here. What is the final destination between this whole dramatic curve? Do you want to go forward with more Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair? Or is that potentially a major feud on SmackDown after the draft? It would really shake up the women's division on SmackDown, allowing for a fresh look on Raw.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a really good match so far.
Yeah. I like the story that's being told here because you've got the two women that were just brawling with each other, and Bianca just trying to keep it as straight as possible. Like whether they get tangled up in the ropes, Bianca's quick to get in there to separate them.
When you know that there's a lot of unfinished business, they're just mere weeks off from their last encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, this is a do or die moment for Rhea Ripley and her WrestleMania hopes. Because if she loses, bless you. But if she loses this match, and that really crushes any WrestleMania hopes for her, and she's on the outside looking in. So she needs this more than anything. So Rhea Ripley cannot, she just cannot not go 110% tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Io, she wants to keep that edge that she has always beaten Rhea Ripley in one-on-one matches. She wants to keep that streak going. So she has something to prove. She wants to eliminate a potential threat to her championship and keep the match at WrestleMania one-on-one. Now, she might be open to the triple threat, but I'm sure she prefers the one-on-one. And then when you're Bianca Belair, you want to make sure that whoever wins fairly, because you just want to make sure you are ensuring yourself with the best path she has going into WrestleMania. Because she probably knows one mistake on her end could lead to a lesser opportunity chance at WrestleMania with that triple threat looming.
The heck was that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Io likes the idea of having a 50-50 chance at winning as opposed to a 33 and a third chance winning. And yes, that math is correct.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping all of her.
Yes, but perhaps Bianca uses the Steiner math.
That was still part of it.
Yeah. That's what I was referencing, OMD.
It's actually 33 and 1/3 chance.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you really want to get technical, 33.33 repeating.
Mm-hmm.
But
that was the wrong way. My goodness.
now elaborate. What was the wrong way there, Bubba?
Well, Io kicks this way, and her foot went this way instead of this way.
She's very flexible.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 botches I've seen now. Holy, that was cool. Wrong. This is why I hate when they have wrestlers be referees. This drives me bananas.
But you also have to look at the potential of why they're doing it, right?
No, I get it. It's just, it bothers me.
No, but also, this is exactly the point. They are not licensed officials. They're appointed officials for this match. They aren't going to be 100% perfect. And guess what? That creates the tension. That is the reason why the performers get upset, because we've seen Seth Rollins get upset at an official making a mistake before, a licensed official. So the fact that there is that, you don't have the same respect the authority. I can't hit an official when you know it's somebody there. The only reason why you have any hesitation is if it's costing you something very important or very, very, like a very integral aspect of what you want. So with Rhea Ripley, that's why, like, she can't afford to make a mistake because it goes against her WrestleMania dreams. And again, I don't think she'll think twice either because it's Bianca Belair. It's not, say, a Jessica Carr, for instance. She's more likely to swing at Bianca than she is a Jessica Carr.
True enough. Oh. Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my. Like, she almost kneed poor Io out of the ring.
She almost took Io's head off with that knee.
Holy. I almost got the pinfall right there.
Bianca doing the right thing, backing off, not throwing in, I'm the official for this match and not getting in Rhea's face.
Then her earpieces fell out because her hair's all tangled up in it.
Earpieces are overrated. It's not like there's an erratic old man yelling at her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because remember, Cody Rhodes said we can't say his name anymore. Integrity of the show.
Uh-oh. Something's going to happen here.
Yeah, there it is.
I just seen it coming. I was like, yeah, they're... Oh. There's a huge riptide. Holy.
And there's the phantom pin, but no referee.
Right?
Yeah. Uh-oh. This is where the breakdown happens.
Oh, I honestly thought Rhea almost had it there.
I knew she didn't. It was too much in between. Too long.
Okay. Credit to Bianca. Good on Bianca.
This is where she loses the match. Oh! That's a huge slap.
Ain't no lady to mess with.
Bianca actually taking the ref bumps.
I was gonna say I actually like the reaction Rhea made after she slapped Bianca. She's like, "Oh crap, I did that." She doesn't disqualify me.
What the hell?
Words, Bubba. Words.
Wow.
There you go.
I didn't see that coming. Oh, she's going to go beat the snot out of her now.
Yeah. So I didn't hear the announcement. Was Rhea declared the winner by disqualification?
No, double DQ.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
DQ'd
both
both
women
people
got DQ'd.
because both people put their hands or they hit the official.
Right.
So you're not technically 100% right, but around. You're tickling the funny bone of the prediction.
I am correct adjacent.
You go, girl. Two hours, 2 minutes, and 42 seconds. That happened.
Jesus, another riptide to EO. I still think EO's going to say something, and it's going to end up being a triple threat match with these three women. I just have a feeling.
Well, the beauty about what they're doing right now is they've told the story to the point where the expected announcement of a triple threat does not need to be right now. It could be next week. It could be the week after. What we do know with Adam Pearce is over time, he ends up caving and just giving them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
holy riptide from the top rope. My goodness.
But Rhea Ripley definitely proving her case of why she still belongs in the conversation of who walks out of WrestleMania, your woman's world champion.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, as of right now, it still stands as an IYO Sky versus Bianca Belair match, but with all of these events, with a double disqualification match with Bianca Belair, could say in a narrative, potentially cost Rhea her chance of really getting in there. But did Rhea cost herself by letting her emotions take over? As the show is titled, it was a golden opportunity. Was it slipped away or was it held accountable?
Mm-hmm.
That is why we have to watch next week to find out more. That's the beauty of what we saw tonight. Rhea Ripley is giving you a reason why she should be added. Now, does IYO Sky want closure? Does she want to just go a day without hearing Rhea say, I could have beat you? But did Bianca make the wrong decision? Should she have just let the women fight and stand back? We'll find out next week.
If I was the guest referee, I just would have stood back and did nothing but count pins. That's it.
That's the thing. What do you have to lose? All you have to do is just let them beat each other up. Maybe weaken each other. Pick up the pieces for WrestleMania.
What we saw was perhaps one of the best guest referee jobs of all time in Bianca Belair's performance.
Well, I mean, she is
and even taking the ref bumps to a proper level. To a double disqualification, no, I think, and I understand why she did it after IYO hit her with the drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
I think that both IYO's contact and the first contact from Rhea were incidental. It was just that one slap that should have actually been the DQ. But so I can understand.
She just didn't have the time to do it at that point yet. So by the time she looked back, boom, there it goes. And it, like your point explains. But
so I think it was the right call. And I think that, yes, next week we are going to get the official announcement of a triple threat for WrestleMania. if we don't hear about it on social media shortly.
Well, I think that's the beauty of what we're seeing right now. Like, yes, the men in Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, it could be broke by the internet, right? You could tweet that out, you could whatever. Like, that makes sense. But I think this one needs to be something that is officially changed by either the general manager or the participants, simply because a contract was already put out for Io versus Bianca. Yep. So they've already gone on that direction, expecting a singles match. So I think it's very suitable that we see it live opposed to hearing it live or reading it live.
Yeah, sure. I mean, because Adam Pearce can come out and say, because Rhea signed her name to that same contract, that now, yes, he is going to honor Rhea's signature on it.
Well, and do we just get a redo of a contract signing of, hey, now it's just not one-on-one, it's one-on-one-on-one.
I don't think we need to redo the contract signing because it's already been done. I think if anything, now you're going to have to, if you're going to do that, you have to take it to the three women individually.
That's what I mean. Now, all of a sudden, we get a redo of a segment, but instead of it being Io versus Bianca, Adam Pearce says, no, what I'm doing is I'm letting you three women figure it out. Clearly giving Bianca a very important position. That doesn't give you closure to the situation. Apparently, when I let you guys figure it out, we still have questions. So I have the answer, and that's why tonight we're all signing a triple threat WrestleMania championship match.
Yes, but I don't think we do it in the ring. I think he has to go to them individually.
I mean, either way, like I just think like the whole contract thing is very much a thing in their story. And I think that's a great way of making the whole thing, in Adam Pearce's words, official.
Yes.
And you know what is official is next week, Raw goes back to 8 p.m. Eastern, so we'll be able to catch it live. But as we make our rounds tonight and give out our socials, let everybody know what we thought about the show, starting with you, OMD.
Fantastic show. Really has started to elevate even more towards WrestleMania. That AJ Logan Paul segment was fire. The John Cena Cody Rhodes promo to open the show. Well, holy shit. I can't say anymore. I am getting more and more amped for WrestleMania because this year it's not being overshadowed by a certain somebody. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me, you can catch me at my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
All right. And you, Chris Parrish, what did you think of tonight's show?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's more now just dotting the I's, crossing the T's for WrestleMania. We're at a point now, it's like, okay, we just need the closure to the builds, right? That's where we're in. 19 days away from day one, night one of WrestleMania. So what we got was finally physicality between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. What we got finally was John Cena cursing, which really showcased how much he truly is emotionally invested in what he's doing. What we saw was Cody Rhodes potentially getting one up on him on the microphone and getting in the head of John Cena just a little bit, and then leaving with that statement when he got the upper edge in the ring. Then we saw the curiosity of what's going to go on with the Alpha Babes. What's going to go on with Maxine? She has noticed we said her and Natalya have some ideas. Are we going to see Natalya and Maxine enter the women's division? That is something that we need to stay tuned for. Are we going to see more Tozawa and Otis moving forward? I don't know. But what we do know is that Finn Balor himself not only got the win against Penta in their tag match, but took sole credit for it. So is he looking to get a title match at WrestleMania? But Liv Morgan seems to be in the ear of Dom to ensure that Dom gets his as well. On top of that, a triple threat for the Women's World title. On top of that, we get Bayley and Lyra for the Women's Intercontinental Championship next week. And then we got some Intercontinental Championship brouhaha between the champion and Penta. So a lot to take in, a lot to expect, a lot to look forward to. But if you want to look forward to WrestleMania live in person and you live in the Edmonton area, well, guess what? Beercade YEG should be your choice. Why? Because I'll be there. I'll have a table. Let me know. You can sit at my table. It's located at 105 42nd Ave. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on the X. You can check me out on my link tree. You can also check out the Chris Bears podcast this Sunday, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time, episode 71, titled Almost There. Because I don't know about you, but I just can't wait to WrestleMania.
And how about you, Bubba?
Yeah, how do you go after Chris Parrish? This is my stuff you need down there, people. YouTube is Bubba OMD, and Twitchland, you can find me over there, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. Yeah, WrestleMania week is sure gonna be a banger. I call it a week because it is literally a week of great wrestling. Like TNA's even putting on an event before WrestleMania. I heard GCW is going to be in town. There's a bunch of promotions that are going to be there. Superstar galore. It's going to be incredible. Wish I could be there because I love wrestling right now. It's just incredible to be a fan. What about you, Best? How do we find you?
And where can the people find you?
I already did that.
How did people find you, Bubba? You haven't mentioned.
He did.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear
Get the
you.
shit out of your ear. I didn't read it at the beginning.
Okay. So if you want to find me, you can find me at my link tree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. As for tonight's show, I feel like we got some answers as far as what the WrestleMania card is shaping up to be, just as Parrish and everyone else has alluded to. And it's just a matter of, as Parrish had said, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and even the lowercase J's at this point now. But I'm fully on board. I'm amped. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. Totally jacked about that. What more can be said about what's coming? But if you, OMD, I think we're going to go out now. So what are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.